Hi, I'm Kelly at Book and Paper Arts, and this is my latest altered book. What I'm going to do first is go through and show you the pages, and then if anybody wants to stick around, I'll start back at the beginning and talk about some of the techniques that I used and how you can do them yourself. So let's just start with a flip through. Okay, that's it. Now I'm going to start and go through it a little more slowly. This is an old textbook. I like this size a lot. You can see it's about, I guess, A3. And I collaged a page from a Field Guide to Flowers, and then I added a reproduction of a 16th century illustration here. Inside you can see it actually has the original, the frontispiece where it was given to someone in 1915. So it's got the beautiful old handwriting. And this hummingbird is a distress, not distress, it's an image transfer that I used with nail polish remover, acetone, to get him down there. Add a little oomph to the page. And because there was a little wear on the spine, I added some washi tape. And I actually glued this down. I just don't leave it to the washi tape itself, so it needs a little extra adhesive. I collect First Communion photos, and she is not the original because the original I don't ever want to glue down or sell. So I just downloaded it and printed up a copy. This is, however, an original rent receipt in French from 1937 with a little bit of a stamp, a little French timbre. And this guy came from a science book of the animal kingdom from the 1880s. And I got a lot of little critters out of that one. Here, I had a field guide to butterflies, and I used that to make a pocket, slightly delicate. So what I did was I took half of the page, cut round the butterflies, and then glued it, and it makes a pocket. This lady is a carte de visite from, actually from Swansea here in Wales, and that is a great hat. This is about circa 1880s, I would say, from her outfit. This page is, again, made with the Field Guide to Flowers, and on top of it I've just collaged an oversized daisy kind of thing. This is a reproduction of a celestial map, and underneath one of my favorite quotes, "A pilgrimage is not wholly subject to material laws," and that is by Hilaire Belloc, who made many a pilgrimage himself. And this is just a little bit of collage from found papers, and it's on top of, to cover the original page, I used a little bit of mulberry paper and then covered that with tea bags, the large size tea bags that are used, and it goes on like almost like a parchment or linen. These are originals, French postcard, and they're both French postcards, and they're from around 1902, 1905. I've glued those down, and then on top, he just came from a book of birds, nothing special except his expression is terrific. And these ladies are from a cabinet photo, and I've cut them out and added them here. To get this coverage on this page, I did stencil work. Stencil with soft pastels. If you wet your page and then color over the stencil with a soft pastel, and then you work it in, you're going to get this, it actually has texture. I don't know if you can see it, because basically it's like a gesso, isn't it? You're just using chalk and water and to make the pattern. This is printing with bubble wrap and ink. And then here is using a stencil with just an ink pad. And this is another lady that I got from a book of art, and she's painting, so well done her. To cover this page, I started off with something called pulled work. And you can do it with acrylic or different kinds of paint. This is with gesso. And you cover the pages with generously with gesso, and then you close it, and then you pull it open, so pulled work, and it leaves lots of striations and patterns, which I then covered with a blue stamp pad, just rubbing. To cover that, some more mail art. This is a Swiss envelope from 1909. I like the blue ones. You can't always find those. Again, another critter from the Animal Kingdom textbook. This one, however, is a little more accessible. This is from a paper napkin. My sister gave me a pack of these. I think she got for 35 cents at a drugstore after Christmas sale. And so it was a big napkin, and I cut out the lone peacock, and then you just glue it down. And it goes on, because it's basically a tissue paper, it goes on translucent, and you can see what's below. It gives you a lot of layer. We have another little girl at her first communion. Again, I've downloaded and printed that one. It's on top of a fragment of a French letter from 1902. And more field guide scraps. This, again, is from a book of art. This is obviously, it's a sergeant painting of a family. And I've cut them out and then cut the pages to the shape of the family so that you get a little bit of a unique sized page. And on the back we have, again, image transfer of bird's eggs and tissue paper with birds that I've glued down. It goes translucent, and then I've got a little bit of mark making with some homemade walnut ink. If you have any questions about how this was done, just please put some comments down below, and I'm happy to get back to you. Otherwise, why are you sitting there? Get up and go make something.